when we go to Chinatown here, which is the oldest Chinatown in the country in San Francisco, it's almost embarrassing to see all the facilities are so old. And also it's a poorer neighborhood.
Nothing like China. It's really an insult to Chinese people, I think.
It's not a good representation of China today.
China doesn't look like that.
So that's like how I feel about Chinese medicine here. So quality of service, because of the only 3 years master degree, people are able to practice Chinese medicine. The quality of service people get here is lower, the pay is lower, and also the awareness is lower, and that just makes me feel frustrated.
Americans really need more good stuff. Some people can really teach for education about TCM. So that's also changing the future.
That's the hard part. You need to educate the patients. And the doctors that are from China that study there and practice here are like just minorities.
What could possibly go wrong? Two different doctors come together to eat ramen and talk about the most difficult questions in medicine. This is Puzzle Exchange here in San Francisco. Thank you, Rita, for accepting the invitation to talk with us. How do you guys meet?
So me and Rita were classmates from a long time ago in Beijing. And we're both from Taiwan. And Rita has came to the US since
2011.
And she's been practicing here she used to practice in San Jose, and now she moved to Atlanta and been very successful over there. So yeah, it's great to have you here today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
That's great.
Inviting me.
Okay. My name is Debbie. I just moved to San Francisco for the past 6 weeks, and I'm opening up a new clinic. It's called Puzzle.
My name's Rita. I'm Debbie's classmate when we was college long years ago. Yeah, we've been studying traditional Chinese medicine in Beijing. And lately I came here have my best friends here, and she's invited me to come. So my originally plan is I going to Australia to working with my uncle. My uncle is also a Chinese medicine doctor. He has his own practice there. But in the meantime, my best friends invited me to here, then I come. So lately I met my husband here, so I stay. I've been practice acupuncture here from 2014. For my journey is more than 20 years. Yeah. So I've been doing my own practice now.
So I'm really excited because Debbie just moved here and she used to work in the best private hospital as TCM, and she come to the States and finding it super difficult to either find a job or start her own practice. And we just have a lot of complaint in terms of the system and being a TCM doctor here versus how it's very different in China. So we really want to hear from your perspective as well. You study in China as a Chinese medicine doctor, you come here for 11 years and you build your successful practice in Atlanta, right?
Okay, so I've been in and out of US for the past 15 years. I've tried to stay here, but it never succeed. 5 years ago, before pandemic, I tried to have my practice in San Diego, but it was tough because I'm bad in doing marketing and I know nobody there. The culture is different. And yeah, just like I said, I'm bad at marketing.
But I feel like, that's the thing. I feel like every practitioner here, as a acupuncturist, almost everyone has your own practice, right? Versus in China, you work in a big hospital, so you don't have to, as a doctor, you don't need to do all the marketing and administrative stuff. But here, it's very rare a hospital have an alternative medicine department, especially positions for TCM doctors.
Yeah. And I heard they don't pay well, which I don't know how much it is, but most open up their own practice.
Yeah. which is so different compared to China. What's your take, Rita?
Acupuncture, Chinese medicine, TCM is still not like a primary healthy care system for American mostly, but it's pretty bright future because it's you can see it's keep growing. And most of it are looking for what we can do from the TCM point to supporting like the people in America. So that's what I feel like it's pretty bright because I can see more and more people. They are pretty interesting about this science, this healthcare, and I can see like really good feedback. I still feel pretty positive for the future about acupuncture here. And I can see like a more people they want to learn. But I want to say about education is a really big part, can be like affect a lot lately for TCM in America.
You mean the education toward the patients?
Like we learning our foundations grew up in China, so we learn all the knowledge, like all skill in China, but here didn't have that really strong foundation for supporting people to have the really good chance to learn like a really good skill or like best knowledge. So I feel like these parts definitely need more something like a Debbie, this kind person can be like a really good education person to teaching here to help a lot of people here who want to learning about like Chinese medicine.
So I guess the general awareness of TCM is different in the US versus in China.
But it's getting better from what she meant.
Yes, want to understand how the awareness is different. Because in China, when I was growing up, like the default hospital to go to is like Chinese medicine doctor, and then my mom would take me there to get the Chinese herbs, and not necessarily just acupuncture, but just like you do the consultation, you get the herbs, and that's like just every day, like going to your family doctor. So we would think about Chinese medicine from the worst case of disease to the just tiny little cold. Anything it would apply there. In terms of here, what's the most common, I guess, what do people think when they, like, do people just think about pain management mostly when they think?
And infertility, I think, a lot.
I practice in California and Georgia. So between these two states, it's a little bit different. Right now in California, I would say more insurance kind patient. It's very just connect with the insurance, how they pay for that. So right now, insurance only cover for the pain management.
Okay.
So most of the you will get a lot this kind of clients. But in Georgia, I need to say the insurance just like starting to build up. So it's not eventually a lot of people still pay by just like pay by cash or pay by themselves. So that really you can see more different kind clients. Just not only including pain management, you will see a lot like arthritis people, cancer patient, different concerning like including like digestion disease, different part. So that was just like depend on which part you practice. So if you hook up well with insurance, you probably will get most of the pain management kind
Oh,
client.
interesting. So you are saying like the insurance coverage limiting the type of patients that will come to you when you were practicing in California.
Yes, correctly.
I also thought about the type of clients that would consider TCM here because in San Francisco, a lot of people are charging $200 per session. It's not a lot compared to Western medicine, but it's also not cheap in terms of accessibility. If someone is from a lower income class, it will be
Especially, it's not a one-time thing. You need a series
you
of
need maybe 5 treatment in a row, and then it adds up quite a lot. So it's yes, insurance cover one of the type, which is pain management, but at the same time, like outside of the insurance coverage, I feel like it's so hard for people to even access TCM. Just the cost alone is not supported by the medical insurance ecosystem, where in China it's very different because everyone is basically on the basic Medicare system and you can get covered and it's very cheap. It's as cheap as $1. You can see a TCM doctor in the top tier city, top hospital, like public. That's like after if you I get reimbursement. So the actual cost is $7, but they would reimburse $6. So I'm only paying out of pocket for $1 to see a doctor in a public hospital. Versus, of course, like the hospital you are in, which is a private hospital, like people pay a lot more than $200. They pay like almost $500 for just one session. The consultation alone is $200. And then the treatment itself is like $200 to $400, which is definitely not accessible for everyone.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I need to say American people, they just accept this kind of healthy care for long years. So most of the people, when they have something, they won't think about Chinese medicine. That they won't like it popping out that fast when they have some issue. They always will just think about, oh, which one I need to talk with my family doctor, and then if I couldn't figure out it will refer me to other like a specific special care. For that's just most of the American style. But right now, due to the internet explode, so everybody is learning from the internet. So when you're searching something, doing that to try to help yourself, it will popping up a lot of options. So right now, it's most people is doing like a more learning to different way to how to cure themselves or take care of themselves. So acupuncture or like Chinese medicine, TCM were popping out now. Sometimes they're struggling with their part, then they're kind of like insomnia. A lot of patients have that, like they couldn't sleeping very well, then try a lot different ways, but even like medication couldn't help them. So right now they're starting to do the research, what are different ways that can help them to sleeping better. And then they find out, oh, there's something like a homeopathic stuff, herbals, and then they find this acupuncture. So they're gonna have the list to try it everything, like to see what it can help them. Until they find something can help, then they was just starting talking with their family, friends, share their life, and then they will share the information too. I need to say we're still like not a big group here. In Georgia, we only have 500 acupuncturists totally. So compared with California, it's like a really small group. Yeah. But eventually a lot of people need help. That's why I feel like it's a pretty bright future because people is more opening to other way to help them.
Hopefully.
Do you work with other like alternative like medicine practitioner to refer patients?
I'm not really doing like a connection with them, but I do got a lot of referral patient, like orthopedic doctor is like from the Western system. I do have a lot of referral from some doctor. I also have a lot of patients referral from like before they be talking about like fertility, a clinic. So right now infertility is like a big group for good marketing for the TCM. So usually, because they can see how the difference before acupuncture and after acupuncture. For Western medicine, they really want to see something. So when through the blood test or like through the ultrasound, they do see the different changing. So before they do acupuncture, the herbals, they probably when they do the egg retrieval might be just like 3 eggs can be mature, but after the treatment could be like increased like a double or even more. So they do see the results. It's like a really help. So they were starting to refer the patient, try to do the acupuncture. So patient will just starting to looking for where's more close to me.
I see that you have some herbs in the back. How much people accept taking Chinese herbs? You do herbs as well?
Yeah, I also do the herbals. I need to say right now, people is more looking for different way to treat their body. So they'll be more open to herbals because a lot of people think about, oh, needles. The first, the like an image, like they were just pretty scared about that. But eventually after trying, a lot of people just have to pretty enjoy that. Yeah, I always talk to my patients, yeah, are you ready for today's torture? They're pretty, at the beginning, they're pretty scared about that, but latterly they just like, yeah, I'm looking forward to today's torture. So
Which seems
I probably, yeah, pretty matching with that. Yeah, but right now people I need to say during the different kind herbal medicine, people do more opening to accept to have the treatment just like take the herbals. Like right now we are using a lot just doing a capsule or powder, herbal powder. People still like acceptable that kind instead of they only can do the raw herbal soup, the like a tea, herbal tea like that. Yeah, so I need to say it depend on, but most of the patient they still not really enjoy with the even the powder stuff.
because even for me, I hate the powder.
I think it's so hard to just get
Me
started
too.
because
No, she's like
very
panicky.
anxious.
I feel like you said it's a bright future and all that, but of course it takes time.
Is it bright future? Because we see so many, at least here, like we see so many people renting out their space. And people are finding like jobs instead of doing their own practice. Like it seems like there are space that's being rent. Like it's very easy to find empty, nice clinic space. But in terms of the client, like I think it's just much harder.
Yeah, so which part is the point you think like most difficult now?
So the pay here, because she tried to find some position in other clinic, and it was basically something close to minimum wage plus a commission, which is around 70% of the payment, and then plus the minimum wage, which is really low.
It's only less than 30%. Yeah.
Okay, 30% commission plus minimum wage. That's the offer you would get as a 10-year experienced doctor. The worst part is there isn't so much position even opening up. And then as a doctor,
That's why everybody opens up their own practice.
yeah, but
So-
even for practice, the most you can charge is $200 here in one of the most expensive city in the US. And $200 compared to if I have an issue and someone need to pick up my ear, that costs like $100. So this is just doesn't add up in terms of the amount you will get after. So for as a TCM doctor in China, this is considered as a real doctor where you need to go through 5 years of training and practice in real hospitals. After all this study, in terms of what you get, to me, this is incredibly low.
With medication wise, like wellness wise, this is really low. So what do you want to say?
Just like saying it's not fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking like this point, it's really not fair. But in America now, it's still not the primary healthy care part. That's why it's not fair. Because not too much people know about that yet, know about TCM yet.
There's a lot of clinics opened by people who studied here, which is a much shorter in terms of the training time. It's only 3 years, and then people can get the same degree. The
No,
bar is much lower
Their
here
degree
to
is
practice.
master degree
To be able to just do the practice.
Yeah.
And
The training is totally different from what we have in Beijing.
it's so different. And also because everyone is working in individual clinic versus in a hospital where you tend to get a lot more complicated cases. Like you would have to work with 6 different departments within a hospital, and people would refer the most complicated cases to TCM and doctors, so that you got to collaborate quite a lot with doctor from other department versus here yes, it's for infertility.
Yeah,
For
infertility.
sleep disorder, pain management, but it's very limited in terms of the cases you would get.
The patients here don't have the education of TCM works for everyone.
So I'm saying the quality of service, because of the only 3 years master degree, people are able to practice Chinese medicine. The quality of service people get here is lower. The pay is lower, and also the awareness is lower. You don't get to work on such complicated cases than to actually improve the technique that you would have, then it's kind of almost, to me, I'm frustrated because I feel like this is a vicious cycle. It's you just don't get the same amount of resource to even educate about this field, and that just makes me feel frustrated.
But that's why also what I feel is that it's keep changing. So it's not before 15 years ago and compare now, it still have some improve. So it's not stop. It's not stop the same as the point as 15 years ago, like when we first time to be here. So that's why I feel like it's still pretty bright. That's why I say in Georgia we still just have 500 people. It's a really small group. So we didn't when but I mean it's still grow though. I do see more people like acupuncturists, they do come together to trying to pushing up the position and just really trying to rising up more righteous for acupuncturists. Here, Americans really need more the good stuff. Some people can really teaching for the education about the TCM. So that's also the well changing the future.
That reminds me, when we go to Chinatown here, which is the oldest Chinatown in the country in San Francisco, but you were saying, when we get to Chinatown, it's almost embarrassing to see all the facilities are so old. And also it's a poorer neighborhood compared to a nicer neighborhood.
Nothing like China.
It's in terms of modernness,
it's really an insult to Chinese people, I think.
It's not a good representation of China today.
China
So that's how I feel about Chinese medicine here. There's so much good stuff, but why don't people recognize that?
But that's the hard part. You need to educate the patients. And because of the doctors that are from China that study there and practice here are way less than, are just minorities. Most acupuncturists in the States are mostly studied from here. So from their education and what they can do or practice, it's minimum.
What do you mean by minimal?
Their techniques or anything. I don't know if you know about balance or balance acupuncture or something. I feel like it's very popular here, but in China there's tons of different acupuncture styles.
Level.
Not entry level, it's just one style, but not much people use that in China. Some people use that, but it's not, oh, it's so popular in China. No, everybody have their own different style of using acupuncture. But here there's very limited, some teacher got a way to teach some style and they become famous and they're become oh, this is a good method. It's like orange chicken. Nobody eats orange chicken in China. It's for the Sichuan food. It's so hard to get authentic Chinese.
Yeah, it's the same thing. I think that's a good example to explain. But yeah, that's right now I could say it's just that's why I feel like education build up the good education system here is also important because nobody just take serious by that part. That's why it's so hard because when you graduating from the education like that, it's not that strong foundation. So that's why when the people do the acupuncture, they have the really a different experience. So people really don't know how to accept that because they could be like have a really bad experience or something. Some people's not really don't know what they do.
But I think the past 15 years it did change a lot because with like in California, the acupuncture regulation, the bar is getting higher. The exams are getting harder, not only for NCCOM, but
Yeah.
for California license. People are working harder on recruiting better acupuncturists. So yeah, probably it's a bright future, but it just takes time.
Yeah, because the exam is so far away from the actual practice. Unless you get the system to actually do the practice.
But it takes time. You cannot do anything.
We need to be patient with that.
Need to be patient.
That's why we have this podcast. I'm trying.
But even it's not, if you not really see about compare with the not fair part, I think for just for the income, you still can have the good supporting your life to just like right now when you have the most of the per hour, if you take the session per hour acupuncture for $200. And if you calculating with that, it's still not too bad or not too low income for like in US. So compared with all job and all other medical, like a physician's job, the salary and income, it not that bad.
Okay. We'll try.
It's I don't know. Physician.
With physicians, they could be higher.
Yeah, it's very depend on because like physical therapy, I don't think they have a really good high pay for that their job. But physical therapy, they also need to studying so hard and do a lot like internship to learn. Yeah, but even like after that, I don't think they have the really high pay for their job.
Yeah, but the place I just checked out 2 days ago, that physical therapist, he charged also 200. But
Hmm.
because he's in the field for a longer time, so he can charge.
Yeah.
So it's also hard for other professions.
Just like in the Western medical system, the other parts of medicine, it's pretty hard, I guess.
Okay.
I feel like if you can really have good quality care, people will pay the price. Right now, a lot of people don't like feeling like it's so hard to pay for like that expensive healthy care because education here, a lot of patients are feeling like all about the treatment they're willing to pay because it's to take care of their body.
Yeah.
So it also depends on how we do the marketing. If we really have the same page with all the therapies, it can be like getting better.
So anything you want to wrap up? I don't know if you still feel anxious. I feel from her, I think it's pretty good.
So nice talking to you, Rita. I feel like everything's going to be okay. That's how I feel after talking to you.
I mean, yes, I think that I'm trying to surviving and I still try to do that. I just didn't stop and didn't think about what the really what I want to get. I'm just enjoy the moment and keep learning. So I think the way is always like you when you trying to figure out a way when you not stop, you will figure out it to surviving.
I love your story in terms of you just go to China to learn, and then your friend recommended coming to the US, and then you just flew all the way to the US. Start a family here. That's like a very courageous.
When I be here, I don't have any family stuff, but I do have my own faith though. So my faith is supporting me to moving on. So that's I feel like also I'm really like enjoy to practice TCM because it's like really helped me a lot. I always talk to my clients and to my patient and say, I'm not only practicing on you, I also practice on me too. So it's like I got a lot beneficial from this technique and from this science. So it's really worked for me. So that's why I love to more people to know about Chinese medicine because it's helped me a lot. I can say it's changed my life.
I love that. Learning from your patients. It's like a therapist, right? You are also learning.
That's how most doctors grow.
Really?
Yeah, because we didn't learn everything from school. You
Mm.
learn from your practice.
Mm.
With different cases that you never studied, with all the knowledge you have, you try to use it, and then it turned out to be good. So you learn something. You always will learn something from a different case or different patient.
So hope this conversation is help you.
It helps a lot. Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
I'm happy to stay with you talking. It's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.